So many people will ask me if I could use one adjective to describe Marc, what would it be? And I'll come back with champion. And they laugh and go, well, duh, he was a state and national champion, give us another word. And I said, no, you don't understand. You're not just the one that crosses the line first, you're the one that brings everybody else across the line with you.
He's the best 800-meter runner in the history of Ohio, period.
It was, whenever we would work out, there was the line where everybody else would start and he would start 10 feet back further because he ran so much faster, he worked that much harder.
This sense of it's not only about him. But one of the things that he really prided himself on was being part of the team.
He knew that his role was to be that leader.
I remember when he was in 8th grade, he was in summer enrichment, and there was some little moment where he stood up. They asked campers to speak, you know, and he stood up. He said, well, I'm going to come to Saint Ignatius High School and I'm going to lead Saint Ignatius to a state championship.
On the track, it was just amazing to watch. He was a thing of beauty.
There was just the look on his face was just, he had a goal in mind, and whatever in the heck else happened, he was going to achieve that goal.
He has confidence that instills into everybody else. He was the guy we could always look to as a calming effect. I think that calming effect he had on everybody just made us all that much better runners.
When Marc was a junior, he was running in the regional championships, and during the period of time in his running, his lung collapsed.
So he couldn't move. The next day, he skipped a couple days of school. He had some problems, and my mom she didn't know what to do, so they took him to, you know, intensive care and the emergency room, and they had to put tubes all through his body, you know, to help regulate his breathing.
So 3 weeks after this regional championship, he missed states and all this. He goes and he runs in the national championships, and I think he comes in 3rd. I mean, it was just ridiculous. But that's Marc. You know, it's this sense of you may have obstacles in your life, but you overcome them.
For a lot of young men, the timing of that collapsed lung would be devastating. Came back from it, no regret, and took it as something to make him stronger.
And it was like watching, you know, a bunch of kids against a man in the rest of this race. And when he crossed the tape, we had shattered the state record by 3.5 seconds. And he grabbed his teammates and said, this is for you.
When Marc ran, there was a fierceness, there was a determination and all this, but you could tell there was something more. He knew that God had many, many plans for him, but at that moment in his life, part of that plan was to run. God had given him a great gift, and when he gave that gift back, by the training that he did, by success on the field and all that, that he gave it back to him.